guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be telling a story time, and yes, it is my story time. So this story time is called My Boyfriend Cheated on Me with My Best Friend. So I was in 8th grade going on to senior year, and I had met this boy before we had left to summer, like before we went to 9th grade or whatever, and we start talking for a while, and then we start dating for about 2 months, and then he starts acting weird. So I text him and be like, oh my gosh, you wanna hang out? He would be like, oh no, I have to do something, or I have homework, I can't hang out right now, or I can't pick you up, or stuff like that. And I was really really suspicious about it, because he never has homework, and he would say oh, my mom told me to clean my room or whatever, do this, or I have to go do something with her, and he never listens to his parents. So I was okay, it's kind of weird. So after a few months pass by, I meet this girl, and we're gonna call her Kate. Katie. So me and Kate start talking, right? We become best friends, and every time I would tell her that he would ditch me and stuff, or let's say, I don't know, he wouldn't hang out with me anymore like he used to, because we used to hang out all the time. She would when I would say something about him or whatever, she would just go on and start saying, oh, my mom texted me, I gotta go home, it's an emergency, and stuff like that. What the fuck? So it's oh my gosh, okay, that's kind of weird that she just leaves, and then when I start talking to my boyfriend, she leaves. So then the next day after that is we're going back to school, and I see both of them, and I'm like, hey, how was your summer or whatever, what did you do, or stuff like that. And then they're acting all weird, like they don't know me, I'm just a random person that's walked up to them. So it's they're okay, well, it was good, whatever. My boyfriend, we're gonna call my boyfriend Michael, I guess. He was like, oh yeah, that was pretty cool. Is that all? They wouldn't give me details, how was their summer, what did they do in the summer, because it was the first day. I was so excited. So the day goes on past. I asked my boyfriend if I can hang out with him. Yes, we're still dating, and he says, oh no, I have homework on the first day of school, or whatever. I'm like, really? Because I didn't get any homework. And he was like, yeah, my teachers gave me homework, so now I gotta do it. So then Kate, which is the girl that betrayed me on my boyfriend, and my boyfriend cheated on me or whatever. So anyways, Kate, I text her and I tell her, I don't tell her, but I ask her if she wants to hang out, or go to the mall or something, go shopping together. She's like, oh no, I have to run some errands with my mom or my dad or whatever. I have to watch my baby brother. She makes all kinds of excuses, and it gets to the point where it's really frustrating, because I know she does not have any younger siblings. So she's making these dumb excuses which suck. So it's you can be better, but then you don't have to lie to me. You can tell me what you're going to be doing. So yeah, I just I go shopping that day, and then I see a boy with a black cap, and I realize that it's my boyfriend. So I text him and I ask him, hey, like, you want to go to the mall? And he really has the audacity to say no. Like, bitch, what the fuck? What? So I'm like, okay, well, maybe tomorrow. He's like, yeah, maybe tomorrow, whatever. So I'm like, my feelings are hurt because I see a girl with him, and I realize that it's my best friend, Kate. My best friend, Kate. It's her. They're walking around, they go in the mall, and they eat and stuff. I'm like, oh my god. So then the next day comes, we go to school, and then I ask my boyfriend, hey, what were you doing yesterday? He's like, oh, I was like finishing up my homework and doing some errands with my mom and stuff. I was like, are you sure? But like, I said that in my head because I knew he was lying, because I had saw him at the mall with Kate. So then he literally gives me a hug, and I give him a hug back, of course. So then like, he walks away saying, I'm gonna go to my next class or whatever, I'm going to my class. And then I see Kate in the hallway. She's just standing there, and she looks at me like, oh my gosh, why is she coming towards me like that? So then I go towards her, I ask her, like, what did she do yesterday? She was like, oh, I babysat my little sister or my baby brother, whatever, yesterday. And I was like, but I thought you didn't have any siblings. And she was like, oh no, it's my parents are split up, and they came over to my mom's, and like, my dad dropped them off, so it was their time to stay the night at my mom's or whatever. And my mom wasn't and her mom wasn't even at the house yet. So it's like, okay, but I asked her, but I thought you were running errands with her. And she was like, oh yeah, she had canceled that, we couldn't do it. And I was like, okay. So then like, I was like, okay, well, maybe we can like do something today. She's like, oh no, I can't, I'm actually doing something with my mom today. She had scheduled it today and like that. And I was like, really? Like, I guess. So then school's over. My mom picks me up after school, takes me home. I ask my boyfriend if he wants to hang out, and he says yes. So then like, I ask him, does he want to come pick me up, or like, does he want to come over to my house? He's like, I can pick you up and we can go to the movies or something. And I was like, okay, whatever. So he comes and picks me up, but it's like, when I texted him that, it was like at say about like 3:05 or whatever, because I got off to school early that day, so it was like 3:05 or something like that. And I text him, because it was like already like 5 when I was like waiting for him. I was literally standing outside waiting for him, and he doesn't show up for like 2 hours. So I text him, I'm like, are you coming? And he's like, oh, sorry, no, I have to cancel, I'm doing something with my brother. And I know he has a brother, but like, his brother's in college, he only has one brother. So I'm like, did your brother come back or something? He's like, oh yeah, he wants to do something with me before he leaves again. I'm like, oh, okay. And then like, it's like already about to be like 6, and I'm sure my best friend Kate is already done doing errands with her mom. So then I ask her, does she want to go to the mall or something with me, or whatever, like, to just hang out or come to my house and like watch movies or whatever. And she's like, oh no, I'm still running errands with my mom, and my mom's making me do everything for her right now, so I can't, maybe tomorrow. So I get really suspicious, and there's so many red flags. There are so many red flags, and I'm not paying attention to them. So, oh my god, this story. So the next day, well, actually, that night, like when I stopped texting Kate, that night, I was going to bed, and then I get a Snapchat notification on Kate's story, and I'm guessing she had mistaken to put it on private stories for certain people or something, because why would she do it on purpose? It was her and my boyfriend kissing on his bed. And when I saw that, I started bawling out tears, bro. I started bawling out tears, and I was like, and I texted Kate, I was like, what the fuck are you doing with my boyfriend? I'm gonna beat your ass the next day, I'm gonna go to school, and stuff like that. I was like yelling at her through the text messages, and I actually, like, after I was done texting, I called her, and I went off on her because she had told me that she was with her mom, and my boyfriend, he said that he was with his brother, and he wouldn't be doing that if he was with his brother. Like, he would have scheduled it another time. I'm not saying that's, like, good. Like, he should have scheduled it another time. I'm, like, saying, like, he would be spending time with his brother, not my best friend, if that makes sense. But so I don't text him at all because I'm waiting for the next day. So then I see my boyfriend walking in the hall, so I go up to him and I start going off, like, quietly, so where no one can hear. Because I wasn't trying to make a scene in the hallways, because they were like, everybody was like already at their classes. So I go up to him and I start going off on him, like, really quietly. I'm like, what the fuck were you doing with my best friend? And, like, why were y'all kissing or whatever? I thought you were with your brother. I thought he came back from college. And he gasped. He was like, oh my gosh, like that kind of feeling where, like, someone finds out about something and you didn't want them to find out, if y'all know what that feels like. That's what he did. And I just walk away and I see Kate, and I look at her with the dead ass looking at her in her eyes, and she looks at me and she looks away real quick because she knows that she's about to get her ass beat after school. So then the end of the day comes, and, like, I'm looking for Kate, like, I'm looking for her or whatever. I'm looking for her, and she's gone. I start looking for my boyfriend. He's gone. And he usually, not my mom, yesterday was like the day my mom picked me up, but my boyfriend's literally the one that takes me home after school every single day. So I was like, well, at this point he's not my boyfriend though, but anyways, they're both gone. Like, I'm looking for them everywhere and they're both gone. So I have to call my mom off of her work phone because she's at work, and I have to interrupt her and tell her to come pick me up because the buses had already left. No one's at the school anymore. I'm over there by myself waiting for someone to pick me up, and my mom finally comes. She's like, what happened? Oh my gosh, I had to pick you up because I was at work or whatever. Like, I got in trouble because of them. So then after that, my mom drops me off. I call my boyfriend to come over, and I tell him, I'm like, what were you doing? Like, I was just going off on him. Like, oh my god, at this point I was like done. And then I break up with him that day. I break up, like, not break up, but like I tell Kate, like, we're not best friends anymore. And like a few months go by, like, I'm at school or whatever. After school, go home, I get a text from my boyfriend. He's like, I'm sorry for what I did or whatever, like, can you please forgive me? Can you get back together with me? And my dumb ass says yes. I literally say yes. Okay, so we're dating. I'm still not friends with Kate at this time right now. Like, I'm dating her or whatever. It's like going all good for now. And then I get a text from Kate. She's like jealous of me because I'm dating my boyfriend and she really likes him. So now that I see that, I think that's the only reason why she started becoming friends with me. Just to get close to my boyfriend. So technically she's the one that ruined our relationship before. So then, like, I get a text from her. She's like, hey, get the fuck off my boyfriend. That's not your boyfriend. He's mine. Like, why are you, like, talking to him or whatever? I'm like, girl, no. He apologized to me and he, like, I got back together with him. And, like, I call him that day. And I'm like, hey, what the heck? Kate is, like, going off on me saying that you're her boyfriend or whatever, like, what's going on or whatever. And he's like he hangs up right away. He hangs up. When I'm talking, he just hangs up. And I'm like, what the heck? So I call Kate back and I'm like, are y'all really dating or whatever? And she's like, yes, why are you talking to him? He's my boyfriend. I don't know why you're talking to him. We're not even friends anymore or whatever. I'm like, I don't want to be your friend anymore. Like, I know, but I called him and I asked him and he hung up on me. And she was like, yeah, because I'm dating him. But, like, she was yelling at me, like, full on cussing and yelling at me. I was like, oh no, I'm not dealing with that. So I hang up on her. Before she starts going off even more, I hang up on her, and the next day, I don't see any of them at the school. Get a story from Snapchat that they're in my ex-boyfriend's house in his room, laying down together, and like a few months go by. There's a rumor that they are still dating. And that he's hooking up with other girls and still dating Kate. So, yeah. That was my story, and that was my story time. So, yeah, hope you guys liked it. It was kind of horrible for me. So, yeah, hope you liked my story. Like and subscribe if you're new to my channel. I love you guys so much. Equally. And if y'all want to know how I do my makeup, just saying out there, just put it in the comments below or whatever. I'm like, yeah. So peace. Hope you guys like my story.